Hi, this is Sarah Marks, one of the librarians here at UMass Lowell. For this video, I'm going to show undergraduates how to use EndNote Web to manage citations for large projects. Now, if you're just doing a couple of quick citations for the paper that you're working on and you're never going to write on this topic again, there are other ways to get citations. But if you're working on a semester-long project or an honors thesis or something that you're going to work on either over the course of a semester or multiple semesters, using EndNote to manage the citations will really help you keep things organized. The way we suggest doing it when you're an undergraduate is using EndNote Web. Not only does this follow you, well, forever, but it's an easier system to manage than the software is. The website starts at myendnoteweb.com, or you can simply Google EndNote Web. The first time you're here, you want to sign up for an account right down here. Once you have an account, and you can use any email address, even your Facebook or LinkedIn accounts, all you have to do is sign in for future times. I already have an account, so I'm going to sign in. Now I already have a populated list of references, and in a bit I'll show you how to get them here. But you want to pay attention to a couple things on this page. One, don't use their online search. Go from our databases to the EndNote collection. Second, you can organize and find duplicates through the Organize option. So anything you have that has multiple listings in your collection can be removed by your permission. They're not going to do the removing, but you can see I have 4 of the same article here. So as you go through the databases and you add citations, you don't have to worry if you've already seen it in another database. You'll come here and remove the duplicates. You can create a quick and dirty bibliography, and then we have a Cite While You Write plugin, which syncs with Microsoft Word and allows you to format the paper as you're typing it with the in-text and works cited lists. And then there is also, in the Downloads option, a tool called Capture Reference. Click on this link here. You can see it becomes something I can drag, and you put it in your top toolbar below the address bar in your browser, so that when you have web pages or things that aren't easily imported into EndNote, you can get them here to include in your works cited list. Let's look at a database. We'll do our article quick search for cookies. Now, I'm not going to go into depth on how to narrow the search. There are other videos that can show you how to do that. But when you have a collection of articles that you want, and in this case from our article quick search, you can go through, add those to a folder here, go to the folder view, select them, and then export. When you get here and you have all of these options, export it to EndNote Web. That will directly take you into EndNote Web so that the citations can be imported. You can see now it says number of records imported to. Now let's say your database is something from the ProQuest company, and I'm going to go to one I know, because I can search for cookies here as well. Now this is a different company than makes some of our other databases, so what you want to do is pay attention to the distinctive different options. Like with the EBSCOhost, it has a cite option, but when you select your articles, you want to click Save. Save is going to give you the option for the RIS format to export and save. This is what works with EndNote. Now in this case, it's going to download. It's going to let me decide what kind of content I want, any information that has to be included, and when I click Continue, it downloads a small piece of file that I then have to import into EndNote. So now when I go to EndNote and I go to Import References, we'll go back to My References and then Import References, it'll allow me to upload the file. So now I choose the file's location, go to my Downloads folder. You can see here the document ends with .ris, and then I have to tell it where the database came from. So I knew I was in a social science database. I have to scroll all the way down to the S's. You can select favorites if you're going to the same ones over and over. And if you can't find your specific database, sometimes it's easier to go with the company that makes it. So in this case, I'm not seeing the one I want, but I know it's a ProQuest database. So I can go up to ProQuest. And then I can tell it if I want it to go in a specific folder that I've used to organize my collection. They call them groups. And I click import. That 2 references were imported, and I can go and see them. And now I can see all of mine that are here. On the organization side, you'll notice here it says 2 unfiled, and then in my examples it's bold and it says 13. This is the sharing feature here. When you organize, you can manage your groups. And when you manage your groups, and this is how you want to keep things organized, you can manage sharing, and you can add a sharing feature to which ones you want. So you can start sharing this group, and then it will offer you the chance to add specific email addresses and give them the permission to only read or read and write. So if you're collaborating with a group of people, this is an easy way to share your citations. Those are the basics of EndNote. There are other videos that you might want to watch on Cite While You Write if you're going to use that feature, but feel free to ask any of the librarians for help.